Okay, this is the inside of CERN. I'm continuing on from another video. That's my woodpecker acting up. Not that one. The real one, the bird. Not that bird. The pet woodpecker that I got. I'm going to walk myself in the corner on those things. This is the inside of CERN. If you look at it, it's very interesting. Which is this, incidentally, is an exact replica of something out of the Mayan carvings. I cannot find the picture, but when I do, I'll show you. It's exactly block for block going around, but the same circle looks exactly the same. So now we have a link from the present to the past again. If you look in the upper left-hand corner of this picture, you see it? You got the blue cube and the red cube, upper left-hand corner. You see that? Once again, it's telling something. They're doing something with time. They're not splitting atoms. I mean, we all know that. Splitting atoms. Cut that out. Incidentally, the colors for your country, red, white, and blue, have absolutely nothing to do with patriotism. This country was founded by Kabbalistic, Masonic principles. Red, white, and blue. Your Pepsi can. Your red and your white, and your blue. The blue would represent the feminine force, the red represents the male force, and the white line in between is the perfect balance. This is shown sometimes as three pillars, left, right, and center. But it also shows the north and the south division. And if you notice, when you're always dealing with bad guys, they're always in the north. North Korea, North Vietnam, in the south and the east are the good guys. See? So this is all a big thing, but we'll just stay on this for right now. So we see that we have those up there. We see that this does not look like something that's, at least in my mind, I don't know that much about it, but looks like it's a little bit overkill. Let's move on. I'll let you take a look at this little. Here we see at the very beginning, did you notice? So we have the blue and the red cube again, and he's putting his hand on the red one, which means he's going through time. Incidentally, in the what do they call that? The UN meditation room, there's a big black cube in there which represents the planet Saturn. And coming from the ceiling, right down on top of it is a white light, just like you're seeing here. And it's a beam, and it comes straight down on the top of it. So what are they telling us? Why is there a big black cube that represents Saturn in the UN prayer room? Or the meditation room, whatever you want to call it. What the hell is it doing there? And the second question is, why isn't somebody throwing this thing out? It's because all the guys at the top are playing for the same team. It's a big party, and you ain't invited. We get to kick your asses, and you'll do what we say, and we'll take your money. But this is a big game to them. For us, it's life and death. For them, this is just a game. Alright, I got this picture. I did this for a guy that I talked to. He's a smart guy. I just wanted to show him that, this symbol, people don't know what this is. It's not a mystery when you understand what's behind all of this. This is what they call the caduceus. This is time and space. You see it's red and blue. The two snakes represent two different waves, a sine wave and a cosine wave. That's incidentally why you have cosigners. One follows the other one. This is what creates the prism that we're in. So that's a sine and a cosine wave. The red line is time. The wings are the actual rings of Saturn. If you were to flip that over, you'd have a complete ring. And the ball in the center is the planet itself. So that's what that symbol means. Those are the two waves that make up time. Here's space. The wings make up the rings of Saturn, and the ball in the center is the planet itself. So that's the meaning behind that. Not this other crap they've been giving you for years about this God and that God. It's all got to do with time and space. It's all physics. All of these things are all written with characters, but they're physics. Now let's drop back to the beginning where we were talking about the inside of CERN. This is from 2001 Space Odyssey. You look, we superimpose the guy on the other side. It's almost identical. So what are they telling you? Well, incidentally, what happens at the end of that movie? At the end of the movie, it starts all over again. If you remember that movie, and it's hard to follow, if you don't know what you're looking at, in the beginning where they had the monkeys and they took bones and they were hitting, there was a black cube. Remember? There was a black cube because that's planet Saturn that regulates time. So at the end of the movie, where man has reached the apex, being able to go into space, bang, the system started over, and he was right back. They showed him as a little kid. It just starts over. At least that's what they're implying. You know, I don't understand why there has to be all this death and mayhem. If the freaking thing's just going to start over, why don't we just start over and let us just, you know, not have to go through all the pain? Coming up, you guys have seen this in other clips I've used, but this is the cube. And once again, this just shows to me that this thing is more a machine than anything else. Let's take a look at it. The mouse behind it, that thing runs problems in the programming. That's what that mouse means.
Sometimes things get complicated. 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 Sometimes things get complicated.
See, now this picture has me worried. It really does. Because whoever made this picture, and it was one of them, you see, it's not the red and the blue are on the back. It's half of his face is red, half of his face is blue. And if you look on the top of the picture, you see that little thing? It's 3 little squares, looks like a diamond. Well, if this picture was moved down, there would be a fourth cube. And that would be your red, yellow, blue, green, which would be just like your Windows logo in your left-hand corner. What's that mean? That means time and space. We know that it's time because it's in a circle and the picture has got a wave to it, which means time. It's warped. So what are they telling you in this picture? You know, nobody made this picture and put an explanation next to it. What is this picture telling us? This picture is telling me that what we see is not what really is. That somebody's jerking us around. Okay? This could mean that this guy belongs to a secret society that has to deal with time. I don't need to say it. I'm sure most of you know it. Could this mean it's a spiritual thing? That the guy doesn't really exist as we see it? Or that it's a hallucination, not a hallucination, but that he's not really there when you think it is? Because TV, we know, you can't trust anything that's got an L in it. EL, because we know that it's an illusion. So whatever this is telling us, this is a scary picture. Because this is the dude that's in charge of our country. And in a time when the world is reaching a point where something's going to break, and then for this picture to show up like this, and it was put up by whatever organization, for those that would understand it, it's a sign that something's going on. I mean, you can't deny it. This is why I keep trying to show you guys these color codes. There's something going on. He made some comments about his dad being Jor-El, and you know he came from Krypton. Jor-El in the occult is the law holder from Saturn. Okay, so this can all be figured out if given enough time. I just don't know if we have enough time. I have a video called "You Tell Me Who He Is." If you go look at it, it's got the explanations in it. Now, this is a picture of everybody's favorite David Icke. I do not trust this guy. He was not even talking about Saturn. The picture on the wall is Saturn, and if you look in the left upper hand corner, you'll see that's an astrological symbol of Saturn, so there's no mistaking it. Let's take a look at that picture. So here we see on the wall, the upper left-hand corner of that picture, the one on his wall, that's Saturn. That's a sickle. If you don't know what that symbol is, it's a crucifix with a sickle. It gives life and it takes life. Gee whiz, I always thought that was the real creator. I must have got that wrong, or maybe they lied to me. Imagine that, somebody lying in politics and in religion. What a horrible day. See, I started monitoring these guys a long way back, before anybody knew anything about this Saturn crap. The only one that even hinted towards it was Jordan Maxwell, and then he doesn't go into any explanation of what it is. Maybe he wants to and he can't, I don't know. Anyway, let's look at David Icke and what's wrong with this picture. Well, aside from whatever that freaking thing is in between his eyes, looks like somebody hit him with a ketchup bottle. It does look like a V though. And V comes from Vulcan, and Vulcan is the god Vulcanus, and that represents Lucifer. What's more interesting about this picture is when we look, they manipulate, I call it shadow manipulation. Look at the tip of his nose to the upper part of his lip, and you see how they nicely shaded in a nice X right there? See, that's because when he's giving his lectures to his buddies, so that his buddies will know that it's him, and that he's bullshitting, and he's really representing. You know how they say on the street he's representing? Well, he's representing for the planet Saturn, so he's not really telling you the truth, is he? Because we wouldn't have to do these things like superimpose X's upon our face and put BVs between our forehead. Okay? This guy is working for the other side. He's giving you stories that are meant to keep you stupid. It's obvious. When you learn this stuff and you understand it, you can see the symbols a mile away. And so let me just blow that picture up just to make sure that I'm not making anything up. And here we see, now see I blew it up, so it's not like it's the lighting or anything. That's intentionally put on there. Most of these guys that are teaching this new wave crap,